So I wanted to keep going from where we left off. That's like not a great shot. Maybe I should sit. Yeah, I should sit closer. Okay. So I was talking earlier about how I've been breaking up tension in my body, and I'm really out of shape right now. I have to tell you that. Really out of shape. I haven't done anything lately because I've been working and staying in the house so much. But so I've been working on breaking up this tension, and it's very connected to, it's kind of exciting because it's this tension is obviously, it's connected, it's stored, tension is stored anxiety, right? And Michael Singer talks about samskaras all the time, right? Like they're emotional blockages. They're the things that you grabbed a hold of and you couldn't let go, that have happened in the past, whether they're good or bad. You hold on to them, and instead of letting yourself feel them fully, because it scares the crap out of you, instead of allowing the feeling to come and go through you, instead we focus on it, and it keeps it there, and we keep it there. And so and the way you let go is when the feeling comes up, whatever it is you're feeling, you take a deep breath, and you relax your shoulders, your belly, your butt, and you relax and release. So you're feeling this emotion, and rather than tense up, right, you just go, all right, I'll sit here with this emotion. And the funny thing is, like, it's a lot less stressful doing that, because otherwise you're trying to figure out how to get rid of the emotion, and that's just a whole bunch of stress on top of the normal emotion, or the regular emotion, the emotion that you're feeling. Anyway, let's slow it down. So I've been doing a lot of work emotionally and spiritually. I've been communing, if you will, talking a lot to the universe, to God, to whatever the God of your whatever the God of my understanding is. It has to do with particle physics, though, with quantum physics, right? I'm going to be studying quantum physics soon. I just don't have the time for it right now. And it's amazing. And the more you go into it, and the more I think about it, and the more I want to develop my relationship with the quantum field. But as I'm doing this, I'm looking to let go of things, and I have been for the past year and a half. Sorry, things just still keep coming up. My ex thing, like, that keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. Relax and release. It's fine. It's what it's supposed to be. It's fine. So, for the past year and a half to almost 2 years. 2 years. It's been a long time since I've been like working on coming out of the depression, right? When I first started, there was the moment I was journaling for hours every morning. During COVID, right? And really dealing with some stuff that I hadn't faced in a long time, or ever. Like figuring things out that I didn't know why they were there. My contact is bothering me, sorry. Yeah, it's gonna come out of my eye in a minute. Yeah, it is gonna come out of my eye. So we'll just pretend that that's not like in a ball underneath my eyelid. We'll just pretend that that's not what's happening right now. So, sorry, it gets distracting when your eyes like, so when I was first doing that, there reached a point, like I was like, okay, I'm just doing all this self-discovery, like, oh my goodness, blah, 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 blah. Like, oh, I realized that this is why I do this. I realize why this is why I do that. You know what I mean? Like, and this is connected to this, and da, 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 da. I just really, really got to know myself a lot better. And I was already years and years and years, since, I was always a very introspective child. So it's not like deep thoughts were new, but I figured some stuff out. And as a result, I believe that what happened, because at the time I hadn't read, sorry, I'm just like stretching my scalp. I hadn't read Michael Singer. So I didn't know that this was what was happening. But what I think happened is that is that I let go of a lot of samskaras, right? Like the big ones. And then for a little while, that uplifting energy he talks about, right? I had euphoria for like 3 weeks, and it was really nice. It was really, really nice. You know, because I mean, the energy was flowing in a way that it hadn't flown before, or at least for a while. And I think I'm working towards another one of those, right? Well, not think, I am working towards that, only I want it to be like a permanent, because that's what Michael Singer talks about. That's what every religion talks about, right? It's like the kingdom of God is within you, right? You are the universe made conscious of itself, which is so amazing and beautiful and incredible. And like, why? But I don't know why, but it's cool. And so I want to experience what life is like without all the crap that all of us carry around, right? So I'm working very, very like, and it's, I don't know if I would call it snowballing, but it's certainly building and building and building on top. You know, like I achieved, you know, I got to this place, and then because I understood this and that all this happened, then I got to this place. So it seems to be happening, and I seem to be going through a growth spurt right now, which is really nice. And so, as I was saying, breaking up all the tension in my body, the tension I couldn't break was the tension in my scalp and my face. Like I could get my neck to relax like over several hours. Like instead of sleeping, I would just spend several hours like feeling, okay, what does this feel like in my neck? Okay, relax that spot, relax that spot, relax. And I was able to get through a lot. And it was funny because like, all right, let's bring it down. It was funny because it was funny because breaking up tension, scalp, face, sitting and figuring out, okay, my neck, piece by piece for hours. I don't remember. But what I couldn't do was break up the tension in my scalp and in my face. But what did happen is that I became very aware of it. Because if you lay there for hours, like focusing on the muscle tension in your body and releasing it, you become very aware of where tension is in your body. And the interesting thing was like, because I've been so tense for so long, it was really interesting because when I would release just like a tiny little space, like it was like, oh, because I realized that actually this has been hurting. I've been like, I didn't realize this, but I've actually, it's just, I've gotten so used to it that like, sorry, I'm just trying to not relax, but like stretch. I've been so used to the tension that I didn't realize like how much there was. So when I released it, it was like the muscles were like this, and then it was like released, and it was like, oh, I was like, holy shit, like blood, like literally blood flowed, that's the word, flowed, I'm a writer, flowed back into the area, right? Like I could feel it, and then like, oh, that's what was funny. So I would release like a little part here, and like my left foot would twitch, you know what I mean? Or my right foot would twitch, and like the bottoms of my feet, or like this arm would go like that. Like weird stuff, like, oh wow, this is all connected, huh? So I've been like super hyper aware of my scalp. Sorry, like I'm gonna be doing like scalp exercises for a while, of the tension in my scalp and in my face. And what actually was happening when I was able to get the tension out of my neck, you know, I was kind of following it around, and I tried to get it on my forehead. And what was happening was these balls of tension were forming, because I would be able to like relax this or this, but the tension, rather than releasing, would just move, right? So even if I relaxed here, it became more tense over here, right? Or in like lately when I've been meditating and relaxing my body, my forehead has been like doing like these weird things like without me telling it to, right? No, it's completely involuntary, but like I would feel all these pressures in my, because they would like right here especially. I'm working on becoming much more calm. I'm a calm person. So I would be working, and these things would be happening in my forehead especially. It's just like all this energy, all this tension was because I'd gotten rid of some of it. The rest of the tension was like, oh, we gotta really gang up on the, you know, we can only hang out here now. You know what I mean? So it was like, and I could feel all this stuff, and I'm just trying to relax, but I could not release it. Like this muscle, sure, like these muscles here, like one night I was working on it and releasing, and I was able to, it's funny because I can kind of do this and I can kind of do this, so I got it like into and I thought I'd be able to let it go, but it ended up just being a knot of tension in right here in my eyebrow. Like it was like I could see it in the mirror. I was like, oh my God. But it just wouldn't go. So it's something I've been conscious of for several weeks now, and it's something that I've been frustrated about, because the muscles, like I can do this, right? That's fine. But there are muscles underneath muscles, right? And even though they're thin on the forehead and they're thin around, that feels good. Oh, that feels good. They're thin around the head, there's still, you know, muscles under muscle. There's still the muscles that are like the deep ones, or at least the deep level of them, right? So that part was not moving, and I could feel it just like stretched over my forehead and over my scalp. Like I could feel it's when you become aware of that, it's very irritating. So I've been obviously working on still, you know, always trying to get it out, and not being able to until this morning. Okay, so working on getting the tension out, weird stuff happening in my face because of the tension. Now, the other day I was like, is this like not a ghost, but like some sort of weird energy, because it's moving. Like this tension is moving around my body, and like it's making my face contort. You know what I mean? And then a lot of times it was over on my right side, and like it felt more hot over here, and like it was weird. And then like I turned around one time, I was like lying in my bed, and I turned to my left, and it went from my right into my left, and it went through my whole body. Like my whole body was, whoa! It was weird. So I think my theory is that I've been breaking up this tension, and this tension's like free floating now. It's like, well, we had a mass of tension. we were happy all together, Jennifer. You know, we all had our place, but now that it's all broken up and there's not as much tension, the parts that are staying tense, the tension that's staying there is moving all around. It's really weird. And I'm really, really aware of it. And so this morning, like I was working on my neck, and I felt something release on my lower scalp, and I was like, and I started feeling it, and I don't know how I started doing this, but oh God, I started being able to like pull the muscles, like it would be stretch. It's like a stretch, right? I was able to kind of pull the muscles like this, so that right in here would like loosen up, kind of stuff, and then be able to do this, and like there would be no tension there. And it was like, holy crap! Like I mean, like I felt how much looser it was, and I did this for my entire skull in my face. But it's little spot by little spot, right? And it's like, and wasn't like my neck. Like my neck, I got to the point where I was like, oh, okay, you know, and it, like when I figured out how to do it, I had to go little by little. So with my forehead though, with my scalp, It's not how it worked. I mean, at first I had to go little by little as I was opening things up. And then like I had to think about it as a giant mass and relax, rather than doing this just one part and this one part, like they would close back up. So I'm like, no, I got to keep that open while I do this. So I would start thinking about it as like a cap, you know what I mean? Or just like everything in this area, calm down. Everything in this area is relaxed. And I would say that to myself and I would relax. And there's so much tension that like my whole body, like honestly, like there would be moments where it was like this tension, and a lot of it was released. Like a lot of it, most of it was released. It didn't stay in my body. It didn't go somewhere else. I was like, nope, I got you. Little bits of it did, like, but for the most part it didn't. So I was able to like, all these muscles that have been like this, right? For years and years and years, I was able to be like, wow. And then they were like, oh, right? And then I was in the next part like that, but then everything was like, wow. It was really cool. And it felt really good, but it did take 3 hours. So I woke up at 5. I think it was 5. It might have been 4 hours. No, 3. I woke up at 5 and I laid in bed till like 8:30 doing this to my scalp. And I was just thinking like, oh, I need to get up. But no, I'm not going to give this up. This is, if I can get this done right now, we're getting it done. So I think now that happened, and I have, there's still like a little, you know what I mean? Like they're not super, what's the word? Supple. Muscles aren't supple yet. They're still like, so I think it's going to take like a while, like figuring out some sort of scalp exercises. But, yeah, I was able to figure out, that's pretty cool. I was able to isolate these muscles, which you don't really think about isolating. Anyway, like I was like stretching the muscle over my eyebrow and letting it go, and over my temple. Oh God, that felt so good. Only it hurt too. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. I know I gotta, you know what, maybe the coffee wasn't a good idea. I gotta get to work. But this is what I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about tension. And I think that the reason I'm able to break this up right now is a combination between me breaking up the tension. I think kind of calm down. I'm working on being calmer. I'm very excitable. I don't know if you've noticed that about me. So, but I kind of feel like that's me, right? So I think there's been like a symbiotic process of me breaking up tension and me coming closer to God. Like me and God are like this. I don't know if anybody else gets that reference, but I do. So we're just, you know, I'm getting closer and closer to like just every morning. I'm literally like, I'm surrendering. That's what it is. I'm surrendering. I'm saying, you know what? You've got a better idea about this than I have. You've been around a little bit longer. I'm just gonna trust you, and because the rest of it's like, I don't, you know, like clearly look at my life. Clearly don't know what I'm doing. So we're just gonna let you take the reins, GD. Oh my God, I gotta get this contact out of my eye. Oh God, I had, ooh. Yay for daily contacts. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm gonna work on the tension a little bit more in a bit, but I've got some stuff to edit. I can't wait for this book to be done. It's gonna be done soon. It's gonna be done soon. Yay. I have I made a couple of contacts today that I'm really happy about. It's gonna be very interesting. Sorry, I'm just like, it was interesting right here. This was the focal point, and I had no idea, but everything was tied to this. Like I'd be stretching this, and this would be, I can't tell you how many times I opened this up for different areas too. Like I would just stretch and open, and be like, oh, okay, I'm done stretching and opening that, and then I would move on to a different part, like my face, and the tension would go all the way back up there. And it's like, oh shit, you know, like I gotta open that. I gotta open that. It's right here. Right there. Which is interesting. Anywho, love you guys. I do. And I gotta go put my glasses on because my contact fell out. I'm looking forward to whatever the universe has in store. I'm really hoping it's some money. She's good at that. She's good at that. Like I ask her for help and then I say, you know, whatever you want. I mean, like, honestly, right now, maybe I am supposed to learn my lesson because I made some choices that I didn't have to make. They're little small choices. Not like I went out and bought a Bentley or something, but I don't know if I ever had the money to do that. But like, you know, just small little choices like, oh, I probably shouldn't have bought that to eat. You know what I mean? Like, that was probably like $10, $20 more than I needed to spend there, you know, and that happens a couple times. And then you're like, oh, I still haven't had a client for a while, and I just kind of wasted a bunch of money that I didn't need to waste. I could have gotten stuff that was cheaper. So, but I think that was a test because I had told her, the universe, earlier that I wasn't going to do that anymore. And then she gave me randomly $45 out of nowhere because, well, it's doTERRA. Like, I have people under me in the MLM thing, and you know, about every month or so I get a check, and so I got some money, and that was really nice. I was like, oh great, put it in, and I was like, oh, I'll just eat this, get some Burger King. Not a good idea. Just eat the food that you have, Jennifer. That's why you have food stamps. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I have to say about that. I've been losing weight this week, which is great. And so this is another thing, right? So I've had this thing for like 2 years now, or 2.5 years, where like I'm sitting there and I'm talking to somebody, and all of a sudden my left eyebrow or my right eyebrow, one of them would be like up here, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I realized, like, I've been thinking about it for, it's been a while, right? Even back when I was with Abram, he was like, what's going on with your eyebrow? I'm like, I don't know. But I'm realizing now that it was tension. It was all this tension that I've been talking about, that I've been releasing. Because it's not doing it anymore, right? So yeah, so it's funny. So I released all this tension and my scalp feels tired because it's been like this for so long. It's like, So that's what's happening with me. I gotta go do some work and probably get my glasses because that's the calm. Because yeah, I'm hoping the universe is gonna help me out again. But whatever she says is fine. If I have to take my lumps here, I'll take my lumps here. You know what I mean? Like, overdraft fee is fine. It's just what's gonna have to happen. You know what I mean? Certain things have to get paid, and I'm gonna take that out of my account that doesn't have any money in it. I'm gonna get fees. And yeah. So I'm just kind of hoping that the universe is planning on, like, the universe's plan for me is like, here's some money. Plenty for you to live on, and hey, you can get a new pair of glasses because your glasses are so, oh my god. They were the most expensive glasses, they were the most expensive glasses I've ever bought, and I love them, right? But randomly, one of the things fell off, one of the arms fell off, and I was like, crap. So I kind of honestly taped it back on, fine. But then I had to travel with them, so I needed an actual arm. So I went to this doesn't matter. You guys don't care about this. I at this point have 2 mismatching arms on my glasses, and I do this so often because they're fall because the arms don't match. They just fall off my face. I do this so often that, like, there's a circle in there's like a paint job on them, and I've got it's not there because I just do that all the time. So that's like my next purchase. That's like not, when I get money that I don't, it'll be my next unnecessary purchase at some point when I have enough that buying them won't put me in a bad position. So that's what I'm hoping for, but the universe will bring me what she brings me, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. It's fine. So from me to you, I'm grateful for whatever the universe gives me, whether it's 80 times, 20 times 30 overdraft fees, whatever it ends up being. If that's what I'm supposed to learn, to finally learn my lesson, to not to just eat the food at home rather than spending money on food that I don't need to, that would be really good. So I'm just hoping, I'm not hoping, I am hoping. I'm hoping that the way she's going to help me out is like, here's like several $1,000s. She's done that before. randomly twice now has sent a $1,900 check, 2 different checks. One of which was like, oh, this is for random mistakes that we made with unspecified errors. Like, we just did something wrong. We don't know what it is. Here's $1,900. Like, okay. So she does do that sort of thing. I don't know if that's what she's got planned. We'll see. But I gotta get this book done so that I can at least put this in and get paid the second part for this book. So I need to go do that. I need to go do that right now. All right. So love you guys. Lots of hearts. Love, love, love. And I am going to say, remember, because I'm grateful for all this stuff, and I'm going to continue to be grateful for all this stuff, and I'm going to remind you that you can always choose to have a grateful day.